We argue for our beliefs, but they're not even your beliefs. They come from other places, like your parents and your teachers and media and things like that. We're letting go of that. We're letting go of our beliefs, our labels, our definition. We're shifting out of definition and into creation. If you've noticed, in real terms, children that are going through school and preparing to enter the workforce and entering the workforce, they're having quite a challenge, because the old definitions of worker and employee, they don't work anymore. They don't apply. And you could expand that to look at our institutions, our systems in general, whether it's education, health, care, law, politics, transportation, community planning. All aspects of the world we've been in, they're broken. They're not working anymore. And there's inertia where you have humans that are trying to keep it together, mostly just out of unconsciousness. When you don't know any other way, you hold on to what you do know, what you've got. And then you have a new wave that's been coming in, being born, incarnating over the last number of decades, in growing numbers that are much more conceptual and have a much greater innate sense of appropriateness, balance, integrity. And these people are finding themselves in positions of influence, power, and authority. So they're coming into these systems. Now, they're not necessarily changing them all at once, but they're spending time in these systems, recognizing where the problems are, recognizing where the inconsistencies are, where the imbalances are. And slowly, this is a generational change, but slowly we're reconfiguring systems, institutions, to reflect more transparency, greater balance, greater empowerment, appropriateness. We're starting to see these things in the places you wouldn't expect, like government and banking and business. Does that mean everything is all of a sudden, fully functioning in appropriateness and integrity? No, it's going to be a bit of a seesaw battle. You're not going to get the people that have come into positions of influence and authority over the last number of decades, and institutions that are, in some cases, centuries old. You're not going to have them turn on a dime. Slowly, the old, the traditional ways of doing business, of relating to each other, things are starting to shift. There's much more openness. There's much more sharing and collaboration. There's no more conspiracy, secrecy. We're in an age now where transparency is a very real, not only is it a possibility or a potential, it is a certainty, because everything comes out. Everyone can talk to everyone at the same time. When that's the case, you can't have the greed and manipulation and the secrecy. You can still have people trying to do it. And some of them may continue to have some success, but increasingly the secrets are coming out. The scandals are coming out. People are being found out. Those who are depending on secrets not being found out are running scared. Their days are numbered. They're looking over their shoulder. It's not an appropriate, acceptable way to function anymore. Whereas 30 years ago, 40 years ago, even 15, 20 years ago, you could do it, and people did it. And we saw people enjoying great wealth, only to find out later about the indiscretions and the inappropriateness and the lack of integrity. And we have it continuing in some of our industries. We've seen them fall. We've seen banking go through major reconfiguration. Now, it doesn't mean, just because we didn't have people ending up in jail, that we're not on a road to financial integrity and security. We've done a real pruning job, and we are going to remake and reconfigure, reconstruct our financial institutions. They're not necessarily going to look like they've looked in the past. How they've looked over the past 20 years doesn't resemble how they looked 100 years ago. We're going through a pronounced shift in how our institutions function and serve. We're in the process now of watching another industry that doesn't have integrity start to come apart. We're starting to see big pharma start to come apart. We have an industry that profits by keeping people sick, by disempowering people so that they continue to get sick. That's really what pharmaceutical companies do, because the real answer to health and well-being and longevity is to go within, connect with your body intelligence. It's that aspect of you that does the healing, that does the rejuvenation, that tells you when you're thirsty, when you're hungry. It's a profound intelligence. It's hooked into all kinds of things. It is what you are connecting to when you're using your intuition. The intuition is the bridge to that body intelligence. You can start to have communication with your cellular structure, with your DNA. You can become fully aware of what your body wants. You can stop stressing and worrying and being angry and doing all of those stressful, aging activities, running those energies, those disempowering energies that age you, that make you sick until to the point where something breaks and you have to go from doctor to hospital to pharmacy looking for something to try to mask over whatever symptom you're manifesting. We know it doesn't work. We know that pharmaceuticals don't heal. But as long as we're keeping ourselves from the knowledge of how to heal from within, we're at the mercy of this industry. Now, this is without any judgment. There's no bad people. This is where humanity has gone. We've gone with free will. We've become disempowered as a race over many, many centuries, millennia. And we are in the process of balancing that and coming back into a balance where we are empowering ourselves collectively and individually.